And he kind of sounds like Casey Kasem in his final days.
Yeah, that's probably the most unsettling part is when she's on the phone.
The roller coaster is about to begin. Hold on tight, because this is the big time.
Oh, man. Was this episode 62 of Pot of Thunder? Woo! This is wild.
It's a new dawn.
It's a new dawn.
It's a new day.
For the first time, we are not in Throat Donut Studio.
Second time.
Well, what was the... when I did it
no, when we were in Indy.
When we were in Indy, and then I recorded the intro at my house, right? But, yeah, this is weird. We brought all the equipment from the donut to Chris's
man cave.
Are we calling it your man cave?
That's what the sign on the door says.
I see bridges in Madison County.
I was just going to say, I can't focus on anything besides the Madison County poster framed behind
shows
glass.
My sensitive side.
That's important.
All my artwork.
That's an Instagram op right there.
Yeah, right.
You've got, what is that? Is it the Pistons behind you? I can't tell. I don't.
No, those are the Bulls.
The Bulls.
My friend Charlie, renowned professional photographer. Those are original shots of his.
Okay, and
who we got here?
Detroit Tigers photo.
That's Jack Morris after he hit the White Sox at Comiskey in, I believe, the 83 season, maybe 84.
Cool.
And I'll be very uncool and ask who the blues man up here is.
I think that's a jazz man.
Is it a jazz man?
Duke Ellington.
Is
I
it?
believe. I'm not sure.
You know what? I think it kind of... Is there a mustache? It's hard to tell.
I think so.
Might be.
And then I've got the Beatles over here without Ringo. So
and Hef
and then you've got a swimsuit babe calendar
from 2013.
I noticed that.
It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter.
It is. The imagery is on point.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. So, yeah, this is new. This feels weird. It sounds different to me.
I wonder if the listeners are going to be able to tell.
We got, some carpeting, some drop ceiling acoustical panels. There's not as much reverberation here, maybe, from those brick walls.
And the room is like twice as big. It's kind of weird. Nowhere near you guys.
Nowhere to hide.
That's why I had to put my glasses on to look at the picture above you. That's how far away you are. It's very strange. But... we're here. It's working out. Oh, God. And we broke it.
Just pause it. Got to put something there. An anchor of some kind.
So I think that was all on the show still. But
I can't hear anything.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. Chris got unplugged.
Well, Chris is a soldier. He's going to have to... Okay, he's good.
Moving right along. I knocked over some stuff when I turned.
It's this environment, this foreign environment.
And I unplugged our headphones. But, yeah.
I was just about to go into my we're here, we're queer, get used to it bit. So there it is.
There it is. And now you did.
We're off and rolling.
So the donut is no more. That we shan't be going back there. Is that what we're
I canceled
dropping on the public?
I canceled the internet. I pulled all the equipment out, and it's all piled up in a spare bedroom at my house.
Well.
So that's it. Nick would know that sometimes I can get carried away prematurely with something, like where I just make it up in my head that now's the time to do something, even if it's not the best time.
I think that's a common human property.
Well, that's what happened, because I decided to move all the equipment to my house, and I didn't really have a proper space set up for it, because I was in the middle of redoing a room to be not unlike this man cave.
Every man needs a man cave. I firmly believe that.
You need a little space to get away, have some me time.
Exactly right.
Mine's the bathroom. That's about all I got.
Yeah, that works.
Don't have anywhere else, really.
It ensures you privacy, you would think.
As long as you have a toilet. There's a lot you can do with it.
And a door.
Yeah, door and a toilet. Do you lock the door?
No.
Do you shut the door?
Yeah.
Okay.
So just in case anybody comes over.
Yeah.
I am in there and it is open.
Okay. But it's not, the door's not wide open. So if I walk by, I'm not going to see you on the pot.
No, I've never been able to pull that one off exactly.
Or even worse, sweating, standing over the pot with your arm rapidly moving.
Is that your trajectory?
Oh,
It's the cleanest way nowadays.
I thought you were going with. I thought you were talking about doing a number 2 still, because our older brother. I remember one time him making a joke. There, people argue about sizes of things. Of course.
sure.
Well, this was a size of defecation.
Uh-huh.
Like bragging about it. I go so big. One of his was that it's so big that it's so long that he has to stand up and start wiggling around, stand up on the toilet seat. So I thought that you were going down that road.
No, I was being just a gross weirdo.
Well,
Did he snap a picture of that and submit it to ratemypoo.com?
I forgot about that
Oh,
website.
it's a classic. Hilarious.
That was a great idea.
Classic idea. It's got to be still going on, right?
I would
I
think
don't know,
so.
is Mr. T ate my ball still going on?
I don't know.
So that was an old classic too. Internet staple.
Yeah, those
The
were
original
days.
meme.
That was it, huh?
Yeah.
So, what are you guys hoping for today? We got a
Song wise,
it's like Chris said. This
boy.
is a new dawn.
I'd like to break the string of solo album cuts.
Yeah,
I'll
that'd be
tell you
nice.
that. In fact, one of our fans, Brooks, it's a little late for this, but he called for the elimination of all solo album tracks, which I could see where he's coming from, but then you lose all that classic Ace material.
yeah, and we've only done one Ace cut, so
Right,
So
right.
there's so many great ones to get to, and there's a lot of great Paul ones that we haven't heard yet.
But I can understand the sentiment,
Yeah, and also this show would go from being a 5-year project to about a 4-year project.
which
if
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Right.
But
But whatever.
especially now that you guys are coming over to my house.
Yeah, just wait. Wait till you see the aftermath of today.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Or when Nick brings Tom Codal over here.
hey man,
There's lots of room for him.
lots
over
of
here on
room
his
for
couch.
him, and he could crash. He likes to crash at whatever studio he's recording in, so a lot of room here.
We've never had this much room. We could have a party in here, dude.
Yeah, sleep right under the Madison County poster.
Let's
There you
have
have it.
let's have a party, dude.
Get the moonlight reflecting on the moonlight in the poster.
Don't I get any credit for the Clint Eastwood content, or does the
Sure.
Meryl Streep part of it kill it?
That's a wash.
I don't. Yeah,
No.
it's a wash at best.
Yeah, they were
so.
They were sold out of Gran Torino posters, so grab the next one on the pile.
You got to have a Hang 'em High or Josie Wales or something
Yeah,
if you want to
well.
go full Eastwood,
There you have
Well,
it.
you know,
or Dirty Harry, I guess.
Wow, I'd like a little something more obscure, not less predictable.
I've never seen Bridges of Madison County, so I really can't say anything about it. I don't even know. I mean, I assume it's about bridges in Madison County, but that's all I know.
I've never seen it
Nothing
either.
gets
but
by you,
Yeah.
Andy.
It's just a adult love story.
All right. Well,
Not the adult love stories I used to write copy.
No, we're talking actual maturity,
something a little bit different.
Something not subhuman and
not
depraved.
an ironic use of the word adult.
Right.
Right.
So what are you hoping for, Andy, Nick? Did you comment on that yet? or-
I could drop a not really. I'm not gonna give it all away, but you know how Chris has revealed his favorite song,
Yeah.
months ago.
Right. When he got to pick
And-
his birthday song.
And I was thinking the other day, there was a particular Kiss song, and I thought, you know what? I think that's officially my favorite. I think I've actually got one now picked out.
but you're not going to share
I'm
it.
not going to share it, but I will say it is on the Hotter Than Hell album,
Okay.
which
wow.
we need to get into a little bit more.
Favorite of all time? Is
I'm
Hotter
going to
Than
say
Hell?
so, yes.
I'll have to try and guess that at some point. It would be nice to get a track from that, and also Dynasty, but who knows what this goddamn song generator is doing, or if it's even working properly.
We had to get a semi truck to drive the oversized load over here to bring the random song generator down the street.
Yeah, I think didn't we buy it from? Isn't it like one of the original servers from the birth of the internet?
Yeah.
That's why we need all this extra room. Over
Well,
here.
it's kind of a rewired, like they gutted. It's a fascinating story. It's actually from a little it was a thing in a diner that you put pennies in, and it would sort of like make predictions, and they took some
Oh.
parts out of that.
Okay.
Yeah, and right now William Shatner is sitting obsessively in front of it, pumping pennies into it. will we get out of here today? It is entirely possible.
I'm still high off of the Twilight Zone marathon
Yeah, I
weekend.
think we both are. Good
Yep.
stuff. Although it was pretty brief this
It
year.
was extremely brief. It was
And they
one
also
day.
interrupted it Friday night for the fucking
Spartacus.
WWE.
And
Well, that's
Spartacus,
cool.
too.
You can't turn off SmackDown.
I understand that. It just seems kind of weird that they have wrestling on Sci-Fi Network, but you know,
it's
you
not
do
as
what brings in the money. Unless you're a podcaster like us, and we
You
do
do-
nothing for money.
Right.
Yeah, you put on your money deflecting shields.
So, Andy, what are you hoping for?
First album. That's what I'm hoping
All
for.
right.
That's
And-
another good one.
So we want to rock, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Which I'm actually, my frustration with the random song generator is such that I've since come around to Nick's way of thinking that we actually haven't had anything off the first album just because we intentionally started the podcast with Strutter and we
Right.
picked that,
Yeah.
but we actually haven't had anything come up from it. So I'm actually coming around to Nick's viewpoint on that, where in the past I've vehemently disagreed with him on that take, but that's again an illustration of how frustrated I am with this thing.
I understand.
Chris is a little off kilter because of this.
Can we maybe blame it on the merch? Is the merch we get in from
You know, this merch
this mysterious pipeline?
it's mysterious and weird, the merch this week.
Okay.
Kind of goes with a couple songs we've had recently. I've got here from 95. Just that's the date on it. Who knows when it was actually made? But it's
The born on date.
yeah, it's a prototype again, of course, and it is a consumable item. And apparently, back in 1995, there was a huge flu epidemic in Panama.
Okay.
Huge flu epidemic. They
Trying to
found
put these pieces together to see where he's going.
They found something, and they found
95.
they found something that
edible.
had
I think the merch is the problem.
It is,
Isn't
right?
that
a lot of
conclusion?
antioxidants,
Mm-hmm.
and well, I mean, you know, they heard about it, and like I think it must have been Gene. You know, the spark kind of went off, and he's like, "All right, we got to try to get in on this." Thankfully, it didn't go out to the public because it's a very embarrassing piece of merchandise. It's a bottle, as you can see right here.
Uh-huh.
Shake it up. You
Right.
know. Okay, here we go.
Bottle of influenza.
It's now it's
Panamanian influenza.
it's called A World Without Influenza, and the main ingredient is, believe it or not, it's called elderberry.
Wow.
So Gene kind of had a wacky, crazy idea, which thankfully didn't go out to the public. However, since
So,
I am the master collector, I do
Yeah.
have his prototype elderberry juice, and it helps with flu symptoms.
So there's really something called elderberry?
Elderberry.
I've heard of elderberry wine. Isn't that in a song lyric too? Not a Kiss song lyric
I'm
necessarily.
not sure. Never heard of that in a song.
Pretty sure
I've heard of
that
dandelion
elderberry wine is in a song lyric, and I there's no way I will come up with it, but I'll Google it later or whatever.
There's a Randy Newman lyric, turpentine and dandelion wine. Is that what you're thinking of?
No, it's not what I would never think of a Randy Newman lyric in a million years. What's next? A Slade cut that you got some lyrics for me from?
Well, I could work on that.
Yeah, please don't. Just work on pulling the next song out, and I really hope it's not another Elder song. Although
Well,
we had a rock and Elder song last week, and we
Yeah.
all liked it.
It was called what? Built for Meat? Wasn't that the name
Yeah,
of
it
the
was.
track?
Built for me. That was it.
All right,
Are
so
you ready for this
Yeah,
week?
man, let's shake it
So
up.
you're just gonna pop open the
Yeah,
bottle?
I'm
It's
gonna-
gonna spill out.
Something's gonna happen.
All
All
right.
right.
Something always happens.
This one comes off.
Gene Simmons,
It's called
True Confessions. To see how the crowd did that.
Yeah.
They said, "Oh, well, I guess we'll
Shouldn't
stay."
have opened my mouth earlier.
Yeah, you got
I
some
feared
elderberry in there,
No,
splashed in there.
My comment about how I didn't want any more solo cuts. I mean, who could have expected this barrage of solo
And this is
tracks?
the third Gene solo cut and
Like 5 episodes.
something like that. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Well, I guess the upside is we're getting it out of the way.
True.
As I always say, the lousier cuts mean there's good cuts in the future. And also, the worse the song is, the more entertaining the episode is, I'd like to think.
That's what I'm hoping for today.
You know, I have a confession to make about this episode.
Well, hold on. Give me a
I
second.
do. I know we have new equipment. That's
Yeah.
part of my confession.
Everything is new.
Is that I put Andy, I just put him out there.
Everything's
Poor guy.
different.
Okay. My confession about this episode is that I've been looking forward to doing this episode.
Really?
Despite what I won't give it away, what I may or may not think about the quality of this song, just because we had this music, and it's a psychological, it's a cornucopia of psychological disorder.
Oh boy.
So we have a big couch here.
Oh no.
That's right.
And there's a good chance we're going to get someone shimmying through the little windows here.
Oh boy.
I'm just saying.
Wow, this could
That
be
was my confession, that I was looking forward to this episode for a while.
This episode's going to have all the trademark elements of Pot of Thunder, so that's cool. Yeah, if Dr. Nick can... did anybody tell him that we're no longer at the Dome?
Well, that's a good. That's a
I
good
don't think
point.
so.
I mean,
Wasn't he like a neighbor? Didn't he just pop in, or did
I don't know.
Did he make house calls? I don't know how that worked.
I'm not
can
sure.
you text him like right now?
I don't have his number.
What do you mean you don't have his number?
don't
How
have
do you
him.
get in touch with him?
He knows that what I don't know. He listens and then he runs over. He says, "Okay, I know
All
this
right,
song.
well,
I better get
I
over."
hope he's got a GPS or something. Figure it out.
Yeah, we
Although,
should-
great, now he's going to be coming into my neighborhood. That's all I need.
Yeah, you don't need that thug in your neighborhood.
yeah, he's trouble.
That
So, yeah,
quack.
He's brilliant, but he's trouble.
I've never heard this song. All I know of it is Nick's little interlude there that he recorded. Is that what the vibe of the song?
That's
is
one-
kind of melancholy.
That's one reason why I wanted to do the confession too before the song, because I wanted to play that interpretation of the main riff there,
Right.
and then now people can hear what the actual song sounds like.
Well, I hope it's a little more upbeat. I'm already kind of ready to doze off. It's been quite the holiday
it's
weekend.
been a long holiday weekend. It's Sunday afternoon. I think we have pretty low energy right now. I think we need to bring it up a notch.
Well, I hope it's more upbeat than Nick's interpretation. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, right.
It has to
Couldn't be any less upbeat.
Yeah, it has to be at least a little bit.
And I'm kind of like at that body temperature where it's like a comfortable warm, and I'm just kind of not paying attention to anything. So hopefully the song, snaps me out of it, because, I got a long sleeve on. It's July, nice and comfortable. Don't need that.
Well, we will soon find out. I think it's time to get rolling. I think
Well-
the more we drone out on about it, we're
Yeah.
all going to be falling asleep here. So
Yeah, let's
do it.
All right.
We had to stop it already.
I have to
What?
stop.
I wasn't even looking. You started waving your arm around.
No, I
already.
stopped.
You
Andy,
did.
Andy
Yeah.
made the call.
I just wanted to make a quick comment that this sounds like it would be like a montage scene in some kind of 80s movie, not like a typical 80s movie, but like almost like what's that one movie called? Collision Course. Like it would be some like that opening credit. You see Jay Leno.
That was more of a rocker, though. That
Yeah,
was
maybe.
Escape from the Island was featured in the climax of that movie.
Well, that's the climax. This would be like the lighthearted him goofing around.
Or just walking down the street. Aimlessly.
Yeah.
I don't. The cheese factor so far musically it's there.
It's there.
With the way the drums are, kind of. I don't know. We'll have to see if it.
Well, we heard 2 seconds of
But
it.
there's but it's still it's entertaining so far. I like listening to it. So
Well, then let's
See what
keep
happens.
listening to it. Here we go.
Before you tell me to go, I've got to let you know how you're making my temperature rise.
that's a lyric for you.
So let's recap that.
let's get to what's the content here so far.
Yeah.
Actually, before we get into that, the bass is interesting. I kind of like the bass line.
It's pretty cool.
with the kind of the ringing notes. It's cool. I like it. It's as Chris likes to make the comparison, and I'll concur. It's McCartney-esque.
Yeah, Gene's always not always, but more often than not, has got something interesting going on with the bass. I mean, that's always something that I pay attention to with Kiss material. And then this one I've not heard before, but yeah, it's definitely clear and audible because there's a lot of space in this production. It's not a a wash in instrumentation like say an 80s Kiss album would be, where there's no like space or breathing room in the music. So I don't know. So far, I kind of like it. I'm having almost a weird comparison to some. It's almost Stonesy to me. That main riff.
Okay.
I mean, it's just kind of sort of a basic rocker, which I am totally in favor of. So people might be surprised. I might be leaning in favor of a track from Gene's solo album. This one's pretty good so far.
So lyrically, we've got you're throwing me out, but real quick, let me tell you,
my temperature's rising,
My temperature's
which is how
rising.
I'm feeling now with this long sleeve
I'm getting
wrestling T-shirt on that I'm wearing today.
I'm getting like that famous scene from Cheers from like the first or second season with Diane and Sam where they're arguing, and then he says I'm so turned on right now.
I was just about to say that it's always a way to reverse being thrown out of a woman's place, is to tell her that you're turned on at the moment.
Yeah, that always stops them in their tracks.
Yes,
huh?
that definitely reverses the
Tide. Either that or that'll be the last word you get to say. You're be out of there immediately after
before
you say
the
that.
cops arrive.
That's a good last resort, I guess.
All right.
Worth a shot anyway.
Yeah, at that
what else
point.
do you have?
I let you use me. You try to abuse me. They tell me you're not very nice. I'm not your social security.
What is he
That
talking
line
about?
always baffled me.
I'm not your social security.
I guess is that I'm quit trying to identify yourself with me to get in social circles or something like that.
Or
is he saying he's
not the sugar daddy?
That's what
in
I
this
thought.
arrangement?
But it was
too.
a financial thing.
I mean, he could say that now since he's about old enough to get Social Security.
That too.
But this was 78.
He was a young pup.
He's probably talking about social circles. So I'm not going to let you use me to get ahead in the.
And how many times in the pantheon of rock lyrics has the terms "use me," "abuse me" been used in a rhyme scheme?
It's been abused, Chris.
Yeah, it really has.
It has been used
it's
to
so
the point.
predictable.
Yeah.
I'm not your star opportunity. Yeah. Oh, baby, you can have me absolutely.
That star opportunity line lends credence to Nick's
Yeah.
theory. Sounds like she's a star fucker,
Yeah.
an
That-
opportunist.
That that he threw out and the kind of whole vibe from this pre-chorus, I'm presuming this would be called, reminds me of like an up-tempo rockish country song. A more slick-sounding country song, like, I don't know.
This is a
It's
genre bender.
It's given me that, I had that
can hear
feel
that,
for a
actually.
second. I don't know. I'm confused by it.
There's a lot of rock songs that could be sort of modernized into new country songs with not a lot of alteration.
Well.
Just throw some whiny steel guitar on there, maybe a little fiddle, and suddenly you got
Well.
a country song.
I tend to complain at times that the country music that you hear everywhere, it's not really even country music. It's more rock than anything, and
Pop rock.
there's a lot of rap in it too. It's more rock rap with little elements of country.
What are you listening to, Cowboy Troy?
No, I'm just saying, like a lot of stuff you hear. No, I mean, of course, this isn't like the new hot song, but that "Save a Horse" song and all that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's got more rock and rap in it than it does country.
Yeah, it's funny how people used to complain about Big and Rich, but now they kind of are clamoring for them to return with this Florida-Georgia Line act that's out. That's
I don't know that one.
complete bottom of the barrel, lowest common denominator.
Hey,
Sing about trucks and girls and drinking beer and just every cliche you can think of. These guys have it.
It's like wrestling now. It's
Watch it.
as big of an exploitation. Like it's just no shame
Careful.
It's as tongue-in-cheek as possible.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what it's like.
It's messed up.
Probably a lot of people like both.
Except wrestling is real, so that's
There you go.
Country
It-
music's not
I agree.
real.
it's got that going
100%.
for it.
Won't you give me true confessions? True confessions. True confessions.
That 70s, I don't even know what you'd call it, like
That's-
almost gospel background
That's the
singer.
the solo albums. The Kiss solo albums
Yeah.
had more of this than just anything else. And
Peggy Bundy on the vocals.
I wonder, but the singers here remind me of. I'm going to go into my childhood here.
Oh, God.
The background singers on the Lou Rawls tracks and the Garfield
I knew you were gonna
cartoons.
say that,
That's
yeah.
what it sounds like.
It does.
It's amazing.
It sounds exactly like that. It's
Maybe
weird.
it was them.
Could be.
Could be. Yeah, what else? I mean, they probably all worked on the same thing. Studio, what I don't even know what you'd call them. Hired gun.
Just be
background singers.
technically studio
right?
musicians, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah, session people.
So I'm not really following the subject matter flow of the lyrics. He's being thrown out mid-erection by this woman who happens to be an opportunist and a star fucker, and
He's turning the tables.
he
He's
wants her to offer up her true confessions
Yeah, he's-
about what?
She's kicking
Just
him out.
Her motives.
She's kicking him out, and he's going into desperation mode. And he first said, "Okay, you're turning me on," and then it sounds like that didn't work. So
Definitely didn't work.
then he went to like sort of berating her about her activities within their relationship.
See, that's another method that never works. You know, you ever get in an argument with someone or a discussion with someone, and you know, you can tell they're trying to get back in your good graces, but they go about it by teeing off on you and ripping into you. I
Doesn't-
never understood that
doesn't work.
direction.
Right.
No.
It's like, okay, you're insulting me, so now I'm going to warm back up to you. I don't get that.
Yeah,
it
that
doesn't
doesn't-
make any sense to me.
So he's just in pure. He's an animal in a wounded animal in a corner. Right now. Is ultimately what he is.
I love
He's
that.
he's
It's
turning the
perfect.
tables. He's trying to get the control of the situation, and he's saying, all right, be truthful with me. Even when he's on the way out, he's trying to pick an argument. I know a lot of people like this. They just want to pick an argument.
No, absolutely.
They want to debate, even if they're wrong. Fundamentally, they want to debate something. They want to say, I can bring up an interesting point and make you change your mind.
Well, but that's the thing about that, though, is there is no debate. When's the last time you got into a discussion with someone who had the opposite point of view, and either of you changed your opinion based on the other person?
practically
said?
never.
It never happens.
And if it ever happens, it probably takes years for you to turn around. It's never a one.
Yeah, you're never going to do it right then and
No.
there.
I think.
Oh, that's a great point. Actually,
I think millions-
see where you're coming
yeah.
from. That never happens.
I think there are
Never.
millions of people on social media that should listen to this episode and get what we're saying right now, because
So
it's an
shut up.
epidemic.
Yeah, typically you get the reaction of "fuck you for believing bullshit."
At least
Yeah.
that's entertaining.
There's always some new thing that everybody's disagreeing about.
Well, the worst one is when it's something political and
Well,
and somebody like copy and paste like an entire law, like
Right.
all the sub, whatever.
Yeah.
And you're getting paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs.
If I see one more Hobby Lobby post,
That
I'm gonna
too.
fucking have an aneurysm.
I had enough of that. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
don't
not-
like it. Don't shop there. Don't work there. Period.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's-
Jesus. What's so hard?
it's
about that?
America. I mean, yeah, that's like what Chris said. Exactly true.
Vote with your dollars,
There you
which
go.
you don't have to do on this podcast because it's free.
Vote with your dollars to donuts.
What does that mean?
No, I just wanted to bring up
You
donuts.
never heard that old term?
Dollars to donuts?
Yeah.
I feel like I have, but what is it
I
referring to?
don't even know what that
Don't
means.
know, but I want donuts.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
And
it.
our
well,
donut
you'll
place is still
You'll
closed.
wait forever for that place to open back up.
The studio, the current studio, is closer to the donut place, and we still have no donuts.
Right. It's closed down. Got ran into by an old lady.
Yeah, like 2-3 years ago.
At this point, it feels
Come on.
like it.
This is like when they
Jesus.
tore up Homan 10 years ago. They left it for about 2 summers, and
Didn't
then,
even do anything.
it took them about a day. They fixed
For
it.
this shit going on off of Columbia down here by that Zell's.
Yeah.
If I had a business over there, I'd
You'd
be
be screwed.
fucking hopping mad.
Yeah.
So
Chris, did you know that Nick and I we stabbed Speedway in the back and went to a different gas station for
I
our
noticed
beverages?
that.
Yeah.
Thornton's.
We think you need to start going to Thornton's.
You know, we had a
instead.
I do go to Thornton's.
No, I mean
sometimes.
like to shred your Speedy Rewards card.
Yeah.
Well, that'll never happen.
Well, they have something better. They have the frequency card.
They do.
They
And
they told us about it while
They
we were
said,
there.
look out next month. We're including what, gas?
Yes. Right now it's only for drinks. Next month,
Next
look
month,
out.
Gas.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait until it's a full service bonus card.
Chris
It's
loves
a
using
full service gas station.
Frequency card. Yeah,
Terrible
you put
name.
a lot of thought into
Right.
that. You know.
I was laughing at that. Speedy Rewards is a good name.
Yeah, you know.
Frequency card
What
from
if-
Yeah, what is
Thornton's
that?
gas
What is it?
station.
What do they got? Some kind of like sound wave
I
on
bet
that
they-
graphic.
I bet they do.
Yeah, that's poorly.
Would
thought
you
out.
go there if it was full service and they dress like the attendants at Hartunian's gas station
I've never heard of Hartoonians.
from the Jerk?
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Jackie Mason's character.
Okay, yes, I would.
You just-
And in fact, I do go there. I mean, it's easy for me to jet through the side streets to get gas. I don't
Yeah.
do much of the convenience store purchases in there, but
I tried to get Nick to buy a donut in there.
Well,
Didn't happen. They had fresh donuts according to the sign.
well, the sign's not going to change as the donuts do. So
Well, anyway, I'm kind of since we picked apart the subject matter, of the
and
lyrics,
there's
I
a
can't
lot
wait,
to go,
I
a lot
can't-
more to go
I
to.
can't wait to hear what happens next. What the wounded animal in the corner has got left in his quiver. I mean, what do you have left at this point?
You got to dig deep now.
Drop.
That's all I'm asking for. Yeah. I do things to make you crazy inside. And baby, that's one thing you know you can't hide. You ask me why, want your confession. Well, baby, the truth is you're in my possession tonight.
Wow,
You're in my possession.
there was
tonight.
plenty more going on.
So this is like his take on "Tonight You Belong to Me."
Yeah.
but a little creepier and more desperate.
Well, he started
Yeah.
off this verse saying, "Here's why you need me. Here's one of the reasons why you can't get rid of me."
Yep.
And then he just made the proclamation, the bold proclamation of, "I own you." Basically,
There's no romance. There's no passion.
you can't. You don't want me to go. He's telling her.
So the wounded animal crumpled on the ground is barking out, "I own you." Yeah, okay, whatever.
That took a turn
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah, say that again so I can urinate in your mouth. You know, I love that's. Yeah, I own you. Since it's always a likelihood that I could get my ass kicked at any given moment, the next time I get beat up, as I'm on the ground, I'll be like, "I own you."
That might freak the other person out.
Exactly.
They might think you got a weapon, and they might
Like, this
think,
dude's
all right,
crazy.
All right,
I got lucky
I
knocking him down.
better get out of here before he takes my picture and tracks me down later.
Oh shit.
That's all I'm asking for. Yeah.
Is that our Jewish buddy on the drums? Probably.
Alan Schwartzberg.
The guy's unstoppable. It's probably him.
I don't care for it.
It's interesting, you know. And I know every time you bring up Gene's album, people are gonna talk about the Beatles, but really this is a very Ringo-y beat.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I'm thinking "In My Life," I think, is the song where it's fairly similar with the way he kind of hits the hi-hat and kind of doesn't follow it up with anything right away.
Yeah, I hear that too. I'm not a fan of it. Like I said, it's just, you know, there are times when you stop playing a straight beat and it sort of messes up the momentum. And not that there's a ton of momentum in the song, but I don't know. It kind of makes the chorus after the female backing singers have stepped out. It kind of makes it a little clumsy to my ears. But I don't know. In general, I'm kind of enjoying this one. mainly because of our analysis of the lyrical content. And I'm just picturing this guy, fucking basically begging to get back into this woman, pulling out all the stops to try and get back into this woman's trousers.
Now, I've never made a GIF file before. I'm going to try my best. I have one in my head that I'm going to try to make for this song. I might need your guys' help. I'm not going to say what it is because in my head right now it's pretty funny, so hopefully it'll have a good comedic impact.
I'm going to share it on Pot of
I'm going to share it on the Facebook, and then I think you can do GIFs on basically, Twitter and our new Instagram.
I don't think you could on Instagram.
You can have audio on Instagram, can't you?
You can make a video.
But not a GIF?
But I don't think it could be a GIF.
We're still new on Instagram, so I think we can reach all of our listeners the other ways.
You nailed it with your collision course video, so you're on a roll.
Well, I'm going to
have high hopes for your next project.
I'm going to try to make it. Maybe it'll just be a video. I don't know. It's in my head. It's funny. I know I'm the only one laughing because I'm not sharing it, but okay. That's my promise to the Pot Nation.
All right.
I'll try to have something funny for you.
I'm not your social security. I'm not your star opportunity. Yeah, oh baby, you can have me absolutely. Won't you give me confession?
Yeah, it's definitely picking up some steam here. And I was going to comment in the last segment, I kind of like the boogie woogie piano that's going on there. Kind of good. It drives the song along where the drums kind of come up a little short in that area. That piano just
percussive
keeps
piano
plugging along.
I like it. I don't know.
They
did a weird little thing. I don't know if it was like a guitar slide or was it like a guitar and a bass?
I think it was a bass.
It was a bass.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that was kind of cool and odd, unexpected.
That's a Gene trademark.
Sneak it in there, a little cool thing to pique your interest.
I identify the bass slide like that with Gene.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure other guys have done it, but that's the guy when I hear a big bass slide like that to go into a different section of the song. I think the Live One album. I think all the bass slides Gene did on that.
I think when he does that, it's like the audio version of him unzipping his pants.
There's got to be some sort of
That'll
something
work.
like that. Yeah,
that would make sense.
And then the woman quickly zipping them back up
and putting a padlock on it.
Yeah, keep that thing away from me, you creep.
And him yelling, "I own you!
I own you!"
That was it. You thought it was going to go somewhere.
He's got the Stones. I'll say
you
that.
know what? That is so weird. I'm actually going to say I liked that. That was just so off kilter that it was good.
He's got gall. He's got two galls, two huge galls. They're saying "sweet, sweet."
Sounds like
what
it.
are they saying? Scrape, scrape. Scrape him off the floor and finally get him out.
I'll be a scrape away from almost human.
Yeah,
that's weird incorporation of the word scrape throughout his material. What'd they say right there?
I don't know. I couldn't understand.
Sound like Hartoonian.
They're really into it, though. The band is just percolating along. The chicks are really singing from the diaphragm. Everybody's really into it. That sort of choir breakdown kind of ignited the song, oddly enough.
It's there's sort of something that's bothering me a little bit about what's been going on here for the past 20 seconds or so.
Yeah.
It seems like they've got it going pretty emphatically, and then they're kind of like the drums are sort of indicating at the end of the section that something different is going to happen, they're going to kick it up another notch. They're just kind of doing the same thing over and over, but they're not just kind of playing it out. They're not playing it out. They're doing it like, okay, here comes something. Nope, same thing over and over and over.
Right.
Something about it's bothering me a little bit. It just seems like it should be fading out at this point. But
Well, how much more time is left?
39.
Well,
Does this song? Well, let's listen to it. Jesus, he's a young Mariah Carey in the studio. Dang. Old girls bringing it in that section. Boy, they really jacked up they cracker jacked it up there toward the end.
Gene got his money's worth out of that session.
Music with impact right there.
So that was it. That was True Confessions.
True Confessions.
You know what? I'm gonna go right into the ranking, and I'm giving that one a hallelujah. That's a charming little rocker.
What about
even
it
with
did you
all
like?
even with all its little idiosyncrasies?
Recap it for me. What was good?
It's just a cool little rock song, and I'm amused by our interpretation of the lyrics, but I don't know, for some weird reason I just keep coming back to it's kind of Stonesy. Although when I with each segment I was like, maybe it's not so Stonesy, but it's just kind of, maybe it's sounds more like a Jagger solo cut or something, but
Okay.
I don't know, it's just it's a charming little rocker, so I'm giving it a hallelujah.
Okay. One hallelujah. I'll go next. I'm having a hard time agreeing with Chris. I'm going to be the brat in the room. 'Cause I don't know. I don't want to. I don't know if Nick liked it or not, but he had a smile on his face.
Well, Nick shot it over to you, so I
Yeah.
think he knows that he wanted to be the deciding vote giver here. So you're sending
So
it to
why
hell,
why
huh?
why are you doing that?
I just didn't like it.
That's
I don't want it. I don't like it.
What didn't you like about it?
I don't know. I didn't like the tempo of it. I like the background singers. That's about it. I didn't really
Now,
care.
with tempo, how would you prefer it? Up or down?
up.
Faster, huh?
Yeah.
It definitely
And it's
used
like-
a couple more BPMs, I think.
I think maybe it's the whole Alan Schwartzberg thing. The drum beat's like too weird for me to get into it. And I also don't really like the main riff. I like the chorus part with the background singers, but I don't like the little yeah. I don't like it.
It's not to your liking.
I don't like it. I'm confused.
Fair enough, man.
Yeah, that's valid enough.
When I heard it, I was confused, and I realized that I don't want it. Straight to hell.
He zipped his pants back up as soon as he heard it.
That is your opinion. You're entitled to it.
All right, Nick, tiebreaker.
Gonna do something unprecedented today.
Might as well. We're in a new studio.
I'm going to forego my vote.
What?
I'm gonna let someone else vote for me.
What the heck?
Someone whose
hold
professional
on.
opinion
Oh, crap.
we all trust
Yeah, fuck.
implicitly.
He found us.
Oh, crap.
Damn it.
Because I just can't. I don't have the capacity to really make a decision here. I need to go to a professional.
Oh, boy, I see someone at the door.
Great.
All right, that's quiet. What are you doing?
That's not the entrance he's hoping for. He's still standing there.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah, he won't come in unless it's up to his standard. Plus, he wants the Sherwood version.
Well, he's not going to get... He's playing it himself. That's why it was so quiet. He has a boombox outside.
Well, he
What
knows
is he,
wants
like
in.
fucking John Cusack.
Exactly.
Say anything.
Come on in, Dr. Nick. There he is.
Hello, hello.
What's up, Dr. Nick? Welcome back. It's been a while.
Nice place you guys have here.
Yeah.
I like the old place, but I think I can get used to this place.
I hope you don't, but that's all right. You found it, huh?
I found it, no problem.
Did you go to the donut first, expecting us to
I
be
did,
there?
I did, and I asked a few neighbors, and they helped out. They told me where you guys
They
were going.
actually helped?
They knew. They knew where you guys were.
Just
Apparently,
some nosy neighbors.
they just wanted me. They just wanted nobody there, so they could go in there and do their weird stuff that they do when nobody's home.
What would that be?
They break in and do weird stuff. That's I've seen it
It's frightening.
because I'm
install kitchen cabinets.
they come and do home repair while you guys are out. So it was very very flattering, and it's I think a very wise decision. And sometimes you need to go to a professional to try to understand what you're feeling and what you're going through.
Okay.
And that's what I'm here for.
So Dr. Nick is doing that for Nick. For
Yeah.
regular Nick.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of get down to it right away here. Subject matter of the song definitely plays a big role. There's a novel sort of debauchery with as far as behavioral debauchery, with just being completely irresponsible and immature. And there's amusement to be garnered from that, of course.
Are you talking about Pot of Thunder in general? Or this song specifically?
Well,
I'm not
the
sure.
song specifically.
Okay.
And musically, I don't really listen to music very much. I'm not really a fan of music.
Dr. Nick is kind of a lump, isn't he?
It's just not a pursuit that interests me. I don't understand why people care if somebody with little to no actual talent and ability is performing something loudly.
Man, he is a stick in the
even
mud.
if the
What are you talking about?
even if the combination of frequencies is pleasing to the ear, it never got to me. So.
Dr. Nick is a stick in the mud.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
He doesn't enjoy music, is what he's saying.
I never understood it. Never understood why some sort of rhythmic,
He's an intellectual.
repetitive rhythmic, primal sort of, I'd never understood.
All right, so why bring that up at this point?
Well, because I'm just
He
saying,
just wants to make us feel stupid.
in my vote, it's not going to be a factor. I'm going strictly with lyrical subject matter. I'm attacking it from that point of view.
Okay.
And from that point of view, I have no choice but to give it a hallelujah for being fascinating.
Why?
Fascinating psychologically, because it just shows an unshakable foolish pride and just a desperation and a refusal to admit when somebody has been bested, and it's just fascinating. It's it's near artwork, and if you're a psychologist, this is a piece of art, because a piece of art is something that you look at and you try to experience, and you over a period of time you get something from it. So that's what the lyrics of this song are from a psychological standpoint. It's nothing less than a work of art.
Wow.
I actually can't argue with any of that. I find it to be a fascinating, which is a very good word for it, a fascinating case study into the mind of a desperate individual. Like what someone will resort to when they're backed into a corner and they seemingly have no other options to obtain or secure what they desire. Is that about right?
That is absolutely correct.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go play me out.
All right. We'll
Play
see
him
ya.
out.
I'll be back.
I love shaved beaver.
Well,
Who doesn't? Andy loves it. I know that much. I'm a little more old school, but you know.
and Andy was saying I got to work in this new sound clip somewhere.
That's how I found an opening for it.
I find it interesting that Dr. Nick has no interest in music, yet insists on being played out with a theme song.
Yeah.
So
Right.
He's an interesting
another
individual.
enigma.
Yep. That's what we have here. We're surrounded by that. Old Dr. Nick. So, what do you guys think? What else is happening?
I don't know what else is going on
The world of Kiss, there's
In the-
always something new.
in the world of Kiss. I don't know.
Yeah, it's been kind of quiet.
It has
lately. I
been.
mean, they're doing the tour,
Right.
You know.
which looks exciting. And
You're going.
Are you going to go up to Alpine Valley with Kelly and Dave?
I don't think I'm going to make it to that one.
Take that invitation.
No, I already had to, unfortunately, decline that. It doesn't seem like I would be able to make it out there. But going to the Tinley Park one, of course.
When is that, by the way?
August 16th, I think it is.
Wow.
It's a Saturday, I believe.
It's a long tour.
Yeah.
I guess that's how long a tour is. It's just strange when it's already going and they're not going to be here for over a month. Whatever.
Got a lot of cities to regale with their awesomeness.
Yeah, right.
Phil Collins' bare torso on display.
Did we talk about this on the podcast when I listened to Phil Collins interview?
I don't know. I don't think so.
He was on the Chris Jericho podcast.
Okay. They do fucking take their shirts off and rub their sweaty chests on each other.
Not quite, but almost.
Not quite.
They
not quite,
verbally did.
Not quite. Not quite. Not quite. See, look, when I attack his fucking Pope, Chris Jericho, he resorts to the not quite bit.
You know, he's back to wrestling as of last Monday. He came
Really?
back for a couple months. He's been gone for a year, but he's back. But anyway.
It is good.
It is good, Chris. So, quickly, I was going to say about Phil Collins that he said, like on these tours, he brings like weightlifting stuff, all this equipment with him. It's like part of his thing. And he said the last tour they did, before, I guess he hurt his hand doing something. I don't know if it was weightlifting or if it was something else.
Double picking, probably.
But he's like 150 pounds, and he was bench pressing 350. How does that even... That's like a...
He's like Wolverine.
Superhuman.
He's a little beast.
Yeah.
First of all, who doesn't exaggerate what they bench?
Sure.
Hey, how much you bench, man?
Well, I'm just
Like
taking his word for
It's
it.
like John C. Reilly and Boogie Nights. Him and Dirk Diggler are... How much do you bench? You tell first. How about we tell together?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's if he's dedicated to it, I can see how that could be possible.
I just thought it was
He
weird.
certainly has the pecs that would achieve such results.
He's pretty short, too, isn't he?
He's a tiny little man.
Now, no offense to Paul Stanley, but I've noticed, Paul shaves his six-pack in. Phil Collins not at that point.
You know what? I noticed that, and I forgot to bring it up
I
before.
understand that it's part of the show, but I did see Paul's been posting quote-unquote selfies of before the
Him
performance.
getting ready.
And yeah, he shaves the six-pack in, which,
it's kind of funny.
it's part of the show. He puts on a wig.
Showbiz.
He does, you do what you do.
That's
but
got to be difficult, man, because... You remember, like, when we saw Guar, they would paint it on with, like, grease paint, but it was, like, obviously silly. Like, it was supposed to just be stupid.
Yeah,
But Paul's trying to actually,
he's
like,
going for authenticity.
get the hair shadows right so it looks like he's got...
Guy's an artist.
He is. That's got to be hard to do, man.
Well, I would think it's hard to put on that makeup as precisely as they do each night, but they've managed to pull it off.
Yeah.
You know?
But that being said, Paul's still pretty jacked for whatever.
Yeah,
62
no doubt
year-old
about
guy.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Why he should? Why wouldn't he carve himself an 8-pack then?
He
take it to
He
the
wears a
next
high
level.
belt.
He
Oh,
does like
alright.
he does like to go to the next level though. He likes to push the envelope. So
He should
I'm
start cutting
surprised.
his pecs up
He
into
probably-
sections.
I wouldn't be surprised if he had a third row somewhere.
Yeah, right.
So, make it part of the show, some kind of unveiling.
Be funny, man.
He should take the clippings and sell them on eBay. Paul's pubic hair.
People would
from
buy
his
it.
stomach.
I think we should buy a bag.
I could think of at least 2 or 3 people.
I'm
I know
I'm surprised
that
it
would buy
hasn't
that.
shown up here anyway. From out of the rare stuff that Nick gets. Maybe it didn't get the forwarding address.
a bag of pubic hair. Yeah.
Pheromone-soaked pubic hair of Paul's. We'd be much more energetic if we had a sack of that in the crib tonight.
I'd like to take a deep whiff today.
Yeah, you would. I'd like to. What is that? Eyebrow threading.
Yeah,
I'd like to have some of that threaded into my mustache, so I think just the pheromones wafting into my nostrils throughout the day. Time release awesomeness of Paul's.
That would be great.
I'd be fucking fired halfway into my first day back at work for like just accosting women. And,
Ass grabbing.
yelling out, I love shaved beavers in the middle of the workplace.
And I own you.
Right. Well, no, that's Gene. That's desperate Gene. Paul would never resort to
That's true.
nonsense like that.
I love shaved beaver.
I love how he says that.
I want to know. I want to know how he led up to that line.
I don't even.
How did he lead up? I hope it was just he was just looking at someone in the crowd, pointing back and forth, and then he just said it. And then they started a song.
I don't remember what live clip it was from. It was something that I had this drop on the computer at my house, probably for several months, and I forgot to ever bring it over to Throat Donut. And I just saw it today.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love shaved beaver.
Play that as many times as we can today.
I think we'll get a lot of use
I
out
wonder
of
if some
that.
chick in the crowd just flashed her nether region and he reacted to it.
You might have.
Or he's giving her a warning.
I love shaved beaver.
About what he's expecting after
that's
the
quite
show.
a statement for a child of the 70s like Paul.
And I
you know?
think this was in the 80s, this clip.
Boy.
Or was it maybe early 90s? It was.
I don't know.
I don't think it was too recent.
It wasn't a common practice until
No.
sometime in the 90s.
Maybe I'm off. I'll have to look up what it's from. But I thought this was like when he used to do those really long 80s monologues before songs.
He likes to occasionally use puns, but that doesn't seem like much of a pun. It seems pretty. It seems like.
Well,
he's not talking about a woodland creature.
We talked about last week when they flashed him the titties, him or Snoop Dogg, they immediately react.
To
I'm
the
thinking
milk thing.
somebody just flashed
Pull the
Paul her
skirt up.
nether region, and there was little Telly Savalas going on down there.
How many of you people like to get licked? I know. You lick me, I lick you. And I can see what's under there. If I was getting me a fur coat, I'd love shaved beaver. Need y'all to help sing this one. Yeah, baby. Here's what you gotta sing. Lick it up, lick it up. Oh, it's over right now.
And which would surprise me if it was in the 80s, because if that's one thing Playboy centerfolds are good for, it's gauging the pubic hair trends of the world's most beautiful women, and that sort of like shaving, and certainly the completely bald thing didn't really come into vogue until like the mid 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, the 80s was still full fucking pelt action going on.
I'm just Chris with his Telly Savalas reference. I'm thinking, I'm still on my Twilight Zone high. I'm thinking he called the girl Taki Tina backstage.
Right. I'm not your daddy. That's nice for daddy.
Yeah, I don't have that one.
Should have dropped that one.
I love shaved
That's all I got.
Yeah, that'll work.
That'll cover
We are in a
everything.
transitional phase
Yeah.
here, so
Yeah, give us a couple weeks to
getting our
Get our-
groove over here at the new crib,
Does it have a name?
the man cave. It
That's
says so
it?
right on the door.
Okay.
I mean,
We're in the cave.
It's not the new donut.
It's not
The donut's
overthink.
dead.
There is no new donut.
The shaved cave.
Just like there won't be on Munster, on Calumet or whatever.
Better be.
I like the shave cave.
The shave cave. All right.
Why is that, Paul?
Oh, he was telling me earlier that.
I love shaved beaver.
That's great. That's a great
He
one.
knows how to emphasize syllables for maximum effect, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He's great at that.
He fancies himself as an evangelical preacher. Those guys know how to work a
Yeah,
room.
I never
man.
heard that at Mass.
It's all,
I love shaved beaver.
yeah, you haven't been to the right
I
masses.
guess not. I'd like to hear that, and I'd like to hear.
I love Shaved Altar Boy.
boy.
Is what
Shut
you
the
hear
fuck
it.
up.
I'd like to hear that. Those two, back and forth. That's about all I have on here.
Telling people to shut up and then tell him what he likes.
That's nice for Daddy would be another good, appropriate sound bite in an evangelical worship.
All right. So yeah, that's it. We got a new throat donut. That's not called throat donut. It's the Chris's man cave.
Maybe we should take suggestions on what to call it.
Good idea.
Yeah, we could do that.
Throw it open to Pot Nation.
Yeah, I posted a picture live while we were recording of the two of you on our new Instagram, which if you're an Instagram user and you listen to the show, it's Pot of Thunder, one word, no spaces, no underscores or whatever.
Try
Just-
Jericho.
What?
Jericho's gonna have to use underscores when he he steals it from
I'll
us.
turn ours over to him if he asks.
Yeah.
Whenever he wants to.
Asshole. Fucking Canuck. Can't trust him.
He can have whatever he wants.
Yeah. Great. Can't trust them, those Canadians.
Yeah, but if you're an Instagram user, add us.
They're no damn good.
I heard he loves shaved moose.
That's what they love up
Shaved moose knuckle.
There's a thing that I started kind of doing, showing little parts of our Kiss collection, Nick and I. I posted 2 photos yesterday of some of Nick's Kiss Alive McFarlane toys. And one of them was of Peter Criss and Eric Carr playing the drums together with Paul Stanley.
When was that?
I mean, they're little action figures, but they were from our collection of toys and whatnot, Kiss memorabilia. So I thought I would post some of the stuff we have.
Yeah.
The listeners could post stuff they have. They can tag us in it. We'll check it out, and we'll you show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Yeah, and we'll
There you go.
we gotta try to hunt down the picture of the hooligan blackjack, which is one of the prize pieces in our collection.
We can post that. Yeah. Anything else cracking? What else is happening, guys?
I
Time to
think
wrap
that's
her up.
about it, yeah.
This has been kind of disjointed and strange, but we're getting used to our new environment.
But we had a Gene song that got the majority hallelujah, so that's pretty interesting. I think a lot of our hardcore listeners give the Gene material a break. You know?
Yeah, I was
They're
thinking
more appreciative of it than we've been.
When I gave it the hell instead of hallelujah.
Yeah, you're gonna catch some
I know,
flack
right?
for that.
Yeah.
There's going to be at least 1 or 2 people outraged that there were 2 hallelujahs, though.
Yeah, you think
Guaranteed, at least one person's going
Outraged,
to.
really?
Yeah,
There's people on
guaranteed
both
at
sides.
least one person's going to say, "How could you vote for that piece of garbage?" I'm going to almost word for word.
Well,
I'm
I'll
thinking
stand
we're gonna
firm.
get that.
The hell people can come with me.
Well, and Nick has sidestepped it altogether by giving
No.
his vote over to
Wow.
To shaved beaver.
right. It's like that.
That's his code
was that
name.
Dan Lebertard gave up his baseball Hall of Fame vote to somebody. That's kind of what you did.
Wow. It's messed up.
I was emotionally in peril. I needed someone to help sort me out. I've been reading Paul's book, and
When aren't you emotionally in peril?
Paul admits to that throughout the years that he's needed someone to help him sort things through. That's what I had to do right there.
Good for Paul. Paul's the best. Shaved 6-pack and all. I
Yeah.
might have to try that on myself later.
love shaved 6-pack.
Nick, you can do that. Nick's a
You know,
especially hairy guy.
I'd be okay with an attempt if you guys wanted to do it.
I think this
See if we
needs
could
to
shave a
happen.
Let's
six-pack.
shave a 6-pack into his back. That would be cool. Be different.
I want to be jacked all over.
Back, front. We can do it.
shoulders.
Shoulders. I think we should try this.
Everywhere but head.
Everywhere but
It's not gonna work.
Scrotum.
Chris is listing all the hits.
toes.
Other than the top of his head, there's not a pore on Nick's body that doesn't have a fucking hair poking out of it.
We'll let the listeners vote if we should try to do the shaved abs thing. Then
think
we'll send it to Paul and say, "What do you think,
Name
Paul?"
the new studio and what part of Nick's body should we shave?
What the hell's going on with
I
us?
don't know. This is the new environment. Crazy
Yeah.
from the heat, I think.
It must be that Bridges of Madison County poster.
It's got to be it. Something's throwing off the chemistry.
Hey, well, that's how it goes, man. You know, it's kind of kind of like Kiss the band. You know, we're what 62 songs into this thing.
Yeah.
So roughly a quarter of the way through, maybe.
Probably close. I don't know.
I mean, think about it. About a quarter of the way through Kiss's career is when the wheels started to come off, and you know, Peter was kicked out and Ace left and stuff. So, you know, we're kind of coming into our own transitional phase here. So,
Are we going to mimic the band and have all kinds of format changes and loss of listeners, and then a triumphant return a couple
loss
years
of
from
listeners is a guarantee. But, yeah, we do the best we can with the hand we're dealt. And in this case, Andy dealt out the hand by just, without a word to anyone, shutting down Throat Donut Studio. So
on a Thursday before we were going to record.
We improvise, and we, you know, I will say that not once did we consider not giving you an episode, so we deserve some credit for that.
Yeah.
Or maybe some blame for that. But
So it's
a little bit of each.
This week's been comparable to, okay, we're recording an album. Oh wait, Ace and or Peter just got into a major car wreck.
Now what do we
Yeah,
do?
you have to carry on somehow.
Yep.
And that's what we did.
And Andy's down at in the Bahamas with Heather Thomas, or who was that?
Lisa Hartman.
Lisa Hartman, yeah. Some 80s blonde bimbo who probably did not have a shaved beaver.
Yeah.
But he loved
I love
it.
shaved beaver.
I was trying to get there in time.
He loves it all, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, what's not to love? It's all good. So,
All right. Well, I say we wrap it up for the day, huh? What do you think?
I say we wrap it up for the day.
All right.
Happy birthday, Mr. J.
oh, and if you think of it, pour a 40 on the ground in memory of Throat Donut Studios. It was a good run, but we are moving in a new direction here. So
Yep. Every 60 episodes, we move to a new location.
we get thrown out of wherever we've been working previously. So.
Remember that guy?
Yeah.
Came by the field the other day.
Yeah, I remember him.
Dropped dead.
It's too bad.
Yeah.